Frank Ellwood. Frank graduated valedictorian from Dover High School, earning 12 letters in football, basketball, and track and field. He was the starting quarterback for the Tornadoes for 4 years, earning All-Ohio second team and honorable mention honors. Participated in the state track and field meet. Played quarterback and end at Ohio State and was part of the national championship team in 1954. He was the head football coach at Marshall University from 1975 to 1978. He was a head football coach at Georgia Southern for 5 years. He served as a senior associate athletic director at Georgia Southern for 9 years and is inducted into the Dover High School Athletic Hall of Fame in 2018. Please welcome into the Tuscarawas County Sports Hall of Fame, Frank Ellwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Tuscarawas County Sports Hall of Fame, I'm honored to be here, and I thank you very much. I might make one side comment. I've known Tom Farbizo for a long time, and if you want a job to get done, you turn it over to Tom Farbizo as one of the leaders. And I think this reception you see tonight, and if you attended the same one I attended 3 weeks ago last night at the Dover High School auditorium, you'll agree it's nothing but a premier operation. And for that, Tom, congratulations. I remember him as a linebacker at Ohio State, and then suddenly I had to leave, and Tom made his name after that. And looking at some of the statistics and some things I noticed in the program, it says that I passed for 2,499 yards, but I'll be damned if Woody Hayes ever read that. And I saw Sammy Fausto earlier tonight, and you know what? He's not blind after all. He's just not. I thought he was blind all those years when he was officiating high school sports and getting started. It's quite a treat to be here, believe me. I have one other side comment. In 1954, Ohio State was 10-0, and we played in the Rose Bowl. So we left via Columbus on a United Airlines charter. And the charter held 62 people. This is in the day before there were jet engines. So we had 4 of those props operating on that long flight nonstop from Columbus to LA. On that trip, in that airplane, were 4.5 people from Tuscarawas County. There was Ernie Godfrey, who was an assistant football coach at Ohio State. There was Woody Hayes, the head coach. There was Dave Leggett, our starting quarterback, and ended up being the most valuable player in the Rose Bowl that year when we beat Southern California. Then there was myself. But the half, you'll never figure out who that was, but it was a guy by the name of Ernie Biggs, who was our trainer in football. Ernie was born and raised just 2 miles outside of Newcomerstown on the way to West Lafayette, so we counted Ernie as a half. That's the best we could do. Anyhow, I've been most fortunate, and I accept this honor. I'm very humbled, to be honest with you, when I look at what these other people that are being honored tonight have achieved. I've been a very lucky person. It started back in 1941 when I went to my first football game. My brother Bill, who was the oldest in the family of 4 boys, played reserve football at Dover High School. This is in the fall of 1941, before the start of World War II even. That's what got started. And then my other brother, who was 3 years younger, ended up playing on the same high school team later on in the mid-40s. So the topic of conversation at our supper table always was football. Make no mistake about that. Or basketball, because most of us played basketball, or track. We had no baseball in those days. So football's been a very important part of my life, and I am proud to say and enjoyed every single minute of it. I was fortunate to play under some wonderful coaches. I had Dutch Furby at Dover High School. He had some assistants, Tom Armstrong, and over the years, Tom Armstrong and a guy by the name of Don Campbell, who worked at Dover for 1 or 2 years and then left to be in business in Chicago. I had Woody Hayes, naturally, and I have another story about Woody later. No other stories I got about Woody. I spent 8 years with him, 4 as a player and 4 as a coach, so I know the man pretty well. And all the stories are true, naturally. They have to be. Anyhow, it was, then I had a chance to coach out at the Air Force Academy with a guy by the name of Ben Martin, who was pretty much at that time, the Air Force Academy was brand new in the state of Colorado, Colorado Springs, and we were just getting started, and we had size limitations on the number of the type athletes we could recruit because you had to sit in a jet fighter. If you were too big to sit in a jet fighter plane, then you couldn't get into the Air Force Academy in those days. But he had a wide open mind about football, and I learned more about pass offense with him than I probably had a right to know. And those people, Bill Hess is the next one, who was an assistant at Ohio State. He was my freshman coach. He was a longtime coach at Ohio University, where I spent 10 years as an assistant, and just a wonderful man. And those are the people that contributed so much to my life. I can't stand here in the 2 or 3 minutes I'm allowed and tell you how many people have impacted me. I've been very blessed. I'm associated with wonderful people. Woody had a story, and I'll tell it, about associates. It's important to who you're seen with and who you sit with. And I look at the table around here, and I see people, and then Woody always would say, "You're known by who you associate with." And he had this little poem that he said, and it went something like this. It was sometime in November in a town I can't remember. I was carrying home a jag with maudlin pride, when my feet began to stutter and I fell down in the gutter, and a pig came up and lay down by my side. As I lay there in the gutter, thinking thoughts I dare not utter, a lady passing by was heard to say, "You can tell a man who boozes by the company he chooses." So the pig got up and slowly walked away. That's why I'm so happy to be with the Tuscarawas County Hall of Fame. Believe me, it's a top association. I've been blessed. I've got a great family. I can't make no complaints there. I've been with wonderful people all my life. I hope I have contributed to the players I coached, and I hope I can continue to contribute to the Tuscarawas County Hall of Fame. I am a big fan of Tuscarawas County. I still get deep down feelings the minute I come across the big hill outside of Newcomerstown, coming up Route 16 from Columbus, where I live. And in the old days, when I used to come up through the heart of Newcomerstown and see the sign Tuscarawas County. Sorry I bored you so long, but it was a wonderful opportunity for me, and I thank you very much.